guys, and welcome back to my channel. It has been such a long time since I've posted anything here on YouTube. I took a much needed social media break for 2021, the end part of 2021, and I'm back here in 2022. So excited to share my planner lineup with you. I realize that it's a little bit late, but better late than never, and really it's for my own documentation. I have a whole new planner system that I think is going to work out really well for me. Before we move further into this video, I have to mention, because I feel like it's going to be distracting, my nails are completely different. I've been experimenting with different mediums for my gel. For my nails, I usually do dip nails, and I've been moving over to gel nail polish. So I was playing with two different designs, so that's why my hands look crazy, but what else is new? All right, so jumping back into my planner system for 2022, it is looking a little bit different. I am in mostly bound planners. I'm in the Hobonichi Weeks here. I'm also in the Hobonichi Cousins, which is actually a brand new planner for me. I've never been in the Hobo Cousins before. And then of course, I'm going to be in the pocket size. And this year, this is going to kind of not be my everyday carry, but it's my at-home reference planner, if you will, mostly focusing on budgeting. So I'll start with this one. It's not set up yet. And it is set up, but I haven't started budgeting yet because I'm planning to start in February. Most of January was spent trying to figure out a system that worked for me. I wanted something consistent that's going to carry me through 2022, and that really meant paring down what I was doing with my planners. So I realized a lot of my mistakes in 2021 and in previous planning years has been, I see something really cute, a trend on Instagram, and then I would kind of like hop on it and be like, that looks so cool. I saw it on someone else's page. It looks so pretty. I have to get that. And then it was accumulating all of this planner items that I knew that I was never going to ever get through. And so this year I really decided to think about like, okay, this is a planner. The whole purpose is to plan. Setting up and deco and all that stuff is so much fun, but how am I going to make it work for me so I'll actually use it as a planner? And for me, and I'm sure this is not the case with everybody, I've been realizing that I get so into like, how does it look? Am I making a mistake? Did I white it out in the right place? Is the paper bright enough? And all of those things are fun too. There's nothing wrong with that. But what it did for me was it deterred me from actually using my planner for its intended purpose because I was so afraid that it was going to be like messed up. So this year, that's kind of the goal, that I'm not going to care about smudges. I'm not going to care about like, things not looking perfect, and that's fine. So this is a one planner, my budget planner, that I'm going to be kind of setting up. It'll be super fun to kind of still be able to print inserts and buy things from shops and stuff like that to decorate. My planner covers, I have so many pockets. I'm sure you guys have seen throughout my Instagram pages, my past YouTube videos, but I love the pocket size so much. I love its compactness. I love that it's easy to set up. I love that, I can buy a sheet of vellum and I can probably make at least like 4 pages out of it and use it over and over again. So everything about the pocket size kind of fits for my needs. So I'll show you how I have this set up really quickly, and I'm going to be creating other videos in the future, but this is just a lineup and a setup video. So right now this is a VDS Stardust. This is probably my favorite pocket planner of all time. I can't think of a pocket planner that I love more than this one. I love its soft squishiness. I just love everything about it. And this is one of my favorite planners. On the outside, it's the Stardust, and then inside I have Parm in here. So I'll show you how it's set up. And again, it's a work in progress, and that's okay for me. I'm trying to be okay with that this year. So I have a few journaling cards from cloth and paper here, just clipped with a little paper clip I think I got from an order from Gigi Plannery. I have some of my vellum back here that I foiled at some point last year, and then I have my fly leaf in the front. I love this fly leaf just because if I have sensitive information, I like that it kind of covers it up and it's not opening to like a planner page in the beginning, especially since it is going to contain some information. This part I can share with you because I have not set it up yet, but as I get more into it, I don't know how much I'm going to be sharing about like financials and budgeting and things like that. I'm not the best at it. It's one of my goals this year, but this is what it looks like. This is something that is coming to my shop in the future. I've got an Ollie clip. I think this was their collaboration with Cloth and Paper. It looks so cute with a little Cloth and Paper journaling card here. This was when Sparkly Peach Co. was still Sparkly Peach Co. She's Manny and Plans now, but Karen made this one. This is also coming to my shop soon. I've got something here from Catspresso Co. But I really don't want to spend a lot of time going through all the deco in here, so I will just mention a couple of things, and then once I get it fully set up, because as I mentioned, it's not super set up yet. I've started putting things together, but that's another one of the things. I loved chunky planners. I love the look of them. I love the pictures on Instagram, and so I think what I was doing is like adding a ton of inserts that I knew I was never going to get through or use, and it was just weighing down my planner. So the goal of this year is to leave space to add things and then continue to add things throughout the year versus like chunking it all up in the beginning and then not being able to turn my pages. And so again, I love that look, not hating on that look, but I'm trying to find a different system that kind of works well for me. So over here in the first section here, I have this, I just have first of all like a calendar for the month. So this is the month of January, and I'm gonna go in and fill in some of the things that I did for January, but moving forward, since February is coming up, I'm gonna start budgeting obviously before the month begins, because I get paid at the end of the month. So this is, let me zoom in here a little bit, a planner insert from SM Plans. I just found inserts in her shop and I'm loving it. So it's monthly budgets. It gives you your fixed income, which is great. And then I have some variables of incomes that I accumulate through other means. And that's kind of like a perfect spot for me. I'm going to be writing down some of my credit cards that I have to pay off and things like that. And so I have fixed income for that. There's a couple different pages that come here with this. There's more variable pages. There's a total income, total expenses, total savings, and then total of what's remaining. Sorry about that. So that's kind of what that looks like, and I think that's really cute. So that first section is like a monthly budget sheet. So hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have this mostly filled out, minus January, I guess. And I can kind of look back and see where I did well. Again, I'm trying to give myself grace with budgeting because it's not something that I do well. I am very impulsive in my spending habits, and so that's a goal for this year that I'm trying to change. Then I have this section kind of separating my next section here, which then takes me to the mental download insert, and this is from Cloth and Paper. So this is kind of like a brain dump section. I started writing in here, I don't want to share that, so okay, let me flip here. So that's positive affirmations, mindful intentions, and free thoughts. So it's kind of like a brain dump section where I can write things to myself, for myself, and I'm really liking this. There's a focus, so it can be, something about budgeting. It could be something about, mental health. It could be something about school-related, parenting, whatever it is. And then I like having that focus at the top, some affirmations, and then intentions of how I plan to change my thoughts. And that's kind of how I'm using that section, just a little brain dump. Over here, I've got a check register. So this is something that's going to be the hardest for me, but my goal for this year is to collect every single receipt that I use, any credit card transaction, anything, gas, Etsy purchases, Amazon purchases, and then put them all here. I think it's my biggest fear. I'm sure some of you guys can relate. There has to be someone out there that can relate, but it's so scary to see all my expenses written down and be like, oh my gosh, I spent so much money in that area, but I think that's what I really need for myself. So that's what I'm gonna have here. And this is also from SM Plans. I have another section for online orders, which is gonna be easier to check. Check register, I know this is probably meant for like the actual checks that I use. I don't typically use checks, so it's going to be debit card things. And then I have online orders that I'm going to track here. And then let me see. I have a couple things in this like section. And then I have my no spend chart. I'm gonna start it in February, and it's not gonna be a no spend, it's gonna be a no unnecessary spend. So unnecessary spend for me is like eating out. I don't have to eat out. It's going to be any Amazon purchases. It's going to be any planner purchases. Those are not necessities. So necessities would be like food. I need groceries, you know, gas, rent. Those kind of things don't count as, you know, yeah, like a no spend. Like I definitely need to spend money on those things, but I'm gonna try to track my no spend. I did really well for the first half of January, and then I kind of fell off the horse this past week. So I have been tracking that somewhere else, but I'm gonna transfer it over into here, and then hopefully it'll kind of encourage me to see, you know, I don't expect to fill the whole month with a no spend, but you know, it'll be nice to kind of look back and see how well I did for the month, and then maybe I can correlate some periods of my life where things don't feel so good. I know that retail therapy is my very favorite way of feeling better about anything, so I'm trying to break that habit. And then I have monthly bills. So these are things that are auto occurring or things that I know have to go out every month. My son's tuition, rent, you know, gas, electricity, all that kind of stuff. These are recurring things. If I have any payments that I used for Affirm or Klarna, you know, like, you know, those monthly payment things, they're all gonna go in here. And then the next section here is just, oh, I think I left this empty. I remember why, because I had printed something that I haven't put in here yet, but it's going to be like an empty notes page, a wish list of sorts, so that I can kind of start tracking what I want and then writing it down, thinking about it, and then purchasing. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. And then in the back, I don't want to show you that section, but it's a cute little insert from SM Plans, and it's going to talk about, let me see if I can, yeah, no, you know what, it's their sensitive information, like it's my son's health information, so it has his insurance information, his school information, all that kind of stuff written in one place, so that I have that if I need to access it very quickly, and it'll be here. So this is what I call like kind of like a reference planner, and it'll be staying at home. Then I have, and the other two planners, I'm really not gonna go, I said I wasn't gonna do like a flip through, but I kind of did. But this planner has been kind of like my on the go. I thought that this one was gonna be my on the go, my Hobonichi Cousins. The only thing is it's so heavy. It is so heavy, and I don't necessarily always carry big purses or bags with me, so it's not convenient. So this has now become my everyday carry, which is my Hobonichi Weeks. I'll kind of show you, you know, like what I'm using it for. I'll show you a few pages. I don't use the monthly section at all. Not really. Like I have it marked in here, but I really haven't been using my monthly. Monthlies are not my favorite view. I feel like so much can happen in a week. So if there's big things like birthdays, I'll probably go through and mark it down. I just hand lettered a couple things and then just use some marker to write some stripes. I think I stopped, yeah, like here in March. So I don't really use the monthly view, but my weeklies have been super fun to do. They just kind of look like this. So you just write down some of the things that you have for the day. And again, it's gonna just be super messy. None of this is like planned out to look nice minus the mood trackers. It's just writing in here. And I have things written out for like the whole year. Things that I know, like birthdays, things that are coming up. I have holidays and all that stuff. And it's been so nice to just write down something that I have for the day. At the front, I do have a little, oh no, it's not in the front of this. Oh, here. Yes, it is. So I have some color schemes that I'm trying to stick with this year. And if you can see, the paper is kind of yellowish. Like this is a true white, and then here's kind of like a yellowish white. I know a lot of people were asking about that. It's not so bad because the paper is so nice. So I really like that. And then in the back, of course, I have my color swatches again. This is my favorite page. I love it. These are Karen markers. I absolutely love how pigmented it is. I'll show you what they look like. This is obviously not one of the colors I'm using, but it's really, really inky and it's so beautiful and pigmented. There's not a whole lot of bleed through. If you press down really hard, a little bit, but there is shadowing, of course, and I think that's to be expected on Tamale River paper. So I have that color swatch section. I've got this 2022 insert that I tipped in from SM Plans. I printed it on vellum and I just tipped it in with some tape. And then I've got my index here. So this is new. I have the Mega. There's lots of pages in the back and I'm just going to be using it to jot down whatever I want. So I have that. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. I don't know why I did it in gray, but it's a gray period tracker. It's kind of nice in the sense that like it's not like bam in your face talking about your period, but it's there. Very inconsistent, maybe TMI, but it's going to be nice for me to track when I had it. Then I have my financial overview section. And again, I haven't written anything, but I've been keeping track of it because I'm trying to figure out how I want it to all fit on one page. And so I gave 2 pages for all these, and I've got my wish list section. The next section I have to flip through because it's important contacts, so names, addresses, phone numbers of important places that I need to access frequently, and especially when I don't have my phone, this planner is always with me, so I have that. I've got just some notes here. I've just been using it, however, and the back has been super fun, free-flowing. I've got a calendar date here, and then I've got these important holidays printed on vellum, again, both from SM Plans. So pretty simple there. And then I've got my Hobonichi cousins. So this, I'm gonna have to zoom out for, but this has been like the love of my life. I actually was very hesitant to get a Hobo Cousins. It felt very intimidating. I've seen a lot of beautiful spreads. I've been highly inspired by Lindsay Scribbles, which you probably all know. She's amazing, and I've learned so much from watching her YouTube videos and looking through her Instagram, so it's been really nice to see. Again, this isn't a planner flip, and this year is all about just being real. So there's going to be some pages that are filled out and some that are not. In the front, this is where I have my bullet journal key. So these are ones that I started off thinking that I was going to use, and then later on I kind of changed it, so I might switch it up. So I just kind of wrote it on a piece of little, what is this? Like notepad paper from Cloth and Paper, and I just trimmed it down, and then I washi taped it in here so I can remove it at any time. It's not gonna really cause damage. Don't have anything super fancy here. Again, monthlies are not my favorite view. I put it in, but it might end up being kind of like a memory tracker or like a memory page. And then I move into my weeklies. So my weeklies just give me a weekly overview. To be very honest, I do this after. This is done after I, after everything, after the fact. And it's kind of nice to look at the weeks like this. So I've just been playing around with different styles, as you can see. And then here we are at this week, so it's like blank like this. Occasionally I will jot things down on the side. That's what I did for last week, things that I want to get to eventually. But my Hobonichi week actually kind of serves that purpose, so there's that. But then the back, my favorite pages, these are my dailies. I love the dailies because it kind of gives me a chance to just, I don't know, just get real crazy and work on whatever it is that I want to work on. I've been doing a quote for every single day that kind of relates with how I'm feeling, and it's been super, super fun. So that's what it looks like. I plan in here. I've been using these time frames here. I've been writing down notes on things that I'm learning. So I do plan on going back and kind of talking about it. I've jotted things down on a Post-it for how I felt for that day, and based on my schedule, I'm not too far behind, so I know how I feel, and it's really fun to sit down on a weekend and kind of catch up on everything. But yeah, that's how I've been using this planner. They're just separated by little sticker tabs from Cloth and Paper that I got in a sub box way back when. Never used it, and then I pulled it out this time, and it looks great here. I have, so that's my planner setup and my lineup for this year. I think it allows me to do a couple of things. So financial planning, rings are the hardest for me because it requires me to print inserts, buy things from shops, and remember to take things out, move things in. So while it is creatively one of the funnest things for me, is funnest a word? I'm a teacher, I should know that. So while it's one of the most enjoyable things for me to do, it is highly stressful. And then when I forget to print inserts, and I end up not using it. So that's why this is going to be a reference planner that really stays at home. It doesn't need a whole lot of inserts or anything like that. My 2 bound planners. This is again my everyday carry. I'm going to be using this for jotting down notes, appointments, things like that. I have a running task list, a mood list, and then if I run out of space, I have these back pages back here to write down whatever you want. There's so many pages. I don't even know if I'll get through all of it by the end of the year, but I've been really consistent in this one and I love that. I've also got a mood and habit tracker. This one is my dailies. I use it for mostly journaling, writing down quotes, just highlights of the day. And sometimes I write highlight, but it's not really a highlight, but I do want to remember. And I think going back at the end of the year and looking at my creative space is going to look really nice. And then I really like the weekly spread that I remember week by week, some things that I did, how I felt, appointments that I had, and it's really nice to have that to look back on, because even though I have that in here, it's quite small. So hope you guys enjoyed this planner setup video, and I will talk to you all soon. Please hit like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.